a lot about how to keep yourself safe energetically, and now I'm going to do something different. I'm going to elaborate on that. I'm going to teach you how to keep yourself safe physically when you're expanding, when you're going through transitions, when you're going through no contact phases with people and they try to bother you. There's stuff you can do about it. This is a different kind of reading today. This is more like spiritual, energetic protection spell, and not everybody finds the holidays to be cozy, or, like I am estranged from my entire family. I do not reward bad behavior. I had to remove everybody in my family, starting with my mother back in December 2017. And my family estrangement, first, I removed my mom's access to me, followed by my dad's, and then my sister's on both days. Also, if y'all are watching me, Hoopers, do not contact me ever again. This is your final warning. Because in the last couple of weeks, I have filed a police report, spoken to an attorney, spent some time at the Travis County District Attorney's office. This is your final warning. Leave me alone. Do not contact me. Do not call me. Do not write me one of those handwritten hate letters, Michelle Hooper. Do not show up on my doorstep and park your truck outside my window, Johnny Hooper. And to my sisters, I really don't want to say your name because you had the same parents I did, but y'all need to leave me alone too. So just stop. All right, moving on. Okay, so when you want to protect yourself, you can call free services in your area. If you live in Texas, there is the Texas Advocacy Project, and they will offer you free legal advice, and they can walk you through the process, and they can tell you what all your options are, and then you can create a path forward. Part of my path forward included spending some time at the district attorney's office downtown. I was there like all day on Friday. And then the documentation that they said is gonna make everything go a little bit easier in my favor is to file a police report. So I did that today because Johnny Hooper and Michelle Hooper have been stalking me and harassing me since 2018, and I've told them repeatedly, don't do that. I changed my number twice. I blocked their emails. I blocked their socials. I blocked them everywhere. They show up on my door. I don't answer. They leave me voicemails. I do not call back. What about that makes you think I want to be in a relationship with you? Why are you trying so hard? Why are you so thirsty? That's obsession. That's weird. And you want to know why they're doing it? Because they want me to shut up. When you speak up about, people aren't going to like it. Some people will. Some people will help you. But the people that did what they did, like Johnny Hooper and Michelle Hooper, they created a karmic debt and an energetic debt. Let's talk about that, because the Akashic Records is like the library of everything that exists. It's all history, all the time, everywhere, all timelines, feelings, emotions, actions, memories. That's the Akashic Records. There's also, in the unseen realms, like an energetic council. They are tracking energy. So things like what my parents did, that creates like an energetic marker in the unseen realms. And my parents' actions have been noticed, have been witnessed by the Travis County District Attorney's Office, when I filed a police report, when I posted about it on Facebook, because I know that is the social media platform that old people use. So yes, it's important to protect yourself energetically. And I made a lot of videos about how to call back your power and create energetic boundaries. But sometimes you also need additional physical protection. So sometimes it is in your best interest to file a police report if you need people to stop harassing you and stop stalking you. Because that is illegal. What my parents did to me, that was illegal. And my dad is a retired state trooper. So I've just always been afraid that nobody would believe me. My parents didn't believe me. My sisters didn't believe me, even though they witnessed it with their eyes. Anyway, let's talk about energetic debt. So I'm working on a film, and the working title is Timpson, The Land and the Water Never Forget. Water being me, land being the land spirits. My parents live on stolen land. I get it, it's America, all land is stolen, but I channeled the land spirits. So that's what I'm going to make a film about. The farm that my parents live on in Timpson, Texas, was stolen at some point from the Caddo people. They were removed, and it was really gruesome. And that land holds those memories, grief and trauma, removal. There's a lot of words I can't say on here. If I want to get monetized, and I do. That's taking and not giving. That is not living in a reciprocal relationship with the land, with the earth, with humanity. That creates an energetic debt. And that energy is absorbed into the soil. I'm a water sign. Water holds memory. Part of my soul's mission is remembering and then telling y'all about it so that y'all can remember too. And people who don't benefit are going to try and shut me up, like my parents, Johnny Hooper, Michelle Hooper. I've been estranged from those idiots since like 2018. And every time I thought, oh, you know what? I've been in therapy for so long. Like, I've healed so much. I should be able to be in a relationship with people. No. I tried to have a relationship with him in 2021. It did not end well. And then I had a couple conversations with my parents over the course of 2 weeks in January of 2025. I asked them for help every time and they told me no. I got laid off. I needed help paying my bills. I asked my parents if they would help me. They said no. Okay. You know how long they said no? 10 years. I went to my parents for help for 10 years because I got laid off 12 times because I work in marketing and advertising, and that's what happens. And I asked my parents for help and they said no for 10 years. Okay, why do I have you in my life? No. So when I got a divorce in the winter of 2017, December 2017, that was like the last time I saw my parents. That was the last time I went to Timpson. That land remembers. And that land remembers me. That land remembers what my parents did. That land remembers everything that happened on that land. That changes the energy in the environment. Every time I would go to Timpson as a kid, I was just like, I don't like it here. Like, it doesn't feel good. Like, it's very uninviting. It's very unsettling. A lot of times I would just pass out, like take a nap as a kid. I was just like, I don't want to be here. I'm gonna take a nap. Like, Timpson never felt good to me as a kid because of everything I just described. I could feel it. Everybody is born psychic. Everybody's born psychic. And then we live in a world that tells us that we're not, or that something is wrong with us. I'm a mermaid. I'm a mermaid and I'm a water sign. And I'm meant to tell my story. Because my story is in alignment with my soul's mission. And the skills that I'm learning as I'm doing this, I'm sharing those skills with other people. So that's why I do these videos. And being on camera makes me real nervous. It doesn't feel good. I'm going through perimenopause. and it makes being on camera even more difficult. But I'm learning a lot about what to do, what not to do, how to pivot, how to protect my energy, how to protect myself physically. And I think those stories are worth sharing. So, back to that energetic debt. That's a curse. That's how people curse themselves. And so my parents just take and take and take and take and take. They have 150 acres plus partial mineral rights, which seems to be like a big deal to them. They have multiple vehicles, they retired, they have multiple homes, and my parents think that they have nothing. Because that is the energy on the land. It is take, 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 take. My parents feel it. That grief, it's still in the dirt. It's in the pine trees. They've got dirt roads, the dust is in the air. That grief is in the air that my parents breathe. And it's in the well water that they drink. Water holds memory. My parents are drinking well water. Perhaps that is why they don't feel so good. And they're old. My parents are too old. My dad's in his 70s, my mom's in her late 60s, and they are still making 10-hour round trips to stalk and harass me and show up on my door step outside. I do not let them in. I have never let them in. And they've done that about 4 times in 2025 alone since I started making videos on Facebook explaining what my abusers did to me. Now they got eyes and ears. Now they can hear me. Now they're showing up on my doorstep. Uninvited. They know that we're estranged. They know that I don't want to speak to them. All my parents want to do is make me shut up. They're trying to intimidate me. They called the police on me under false pretenses and sent them to my door at 11 o'clock at night on Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. I was asleep. I get in bed at 8:30. I am very tired because I wake up at 5 a.m. every day because that's what my perimenopausal body does. And I wake up at 11 p.m. to the sound of 2 police officers knocking on my door. And they weren't just knocking. They were like beating the out of my door. Like it was getting louder and louder and louder. And I was like, oh, that's not going to go away. Oh my goodness. I am scared. And so I look out the peephole and they're shining their flashlight through my peephole to intentionally blind me. I don't open the door. No way. That's scary. Also, at that point, I was like, they probably have the wrong door. That sucks. Like, I'm going back to bed. But that's still very, 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 very scary. And then the next morning, so Thursday, November the 20th, social worker calls me at like 7:30 a.m., 7:45 a.m., asking me if I'm and I was like, no. What? I was drinking my coffee. I just woken up and I was like, what is going on? I was like, no. Goodbye. And I'm just like, that's weird. I was like, I don't know how, but those are related. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I just know that those 2 things are related. Then, around noon or afternoon, both my parents show up on my door. And I was like, they called the cops. Now I get it. They've been online, even though I have them blocked from everything. They saw me calling them out for bad behavior. And because I have them blocked everywhere digitally, they show up on my doorstep. That's a 10-hour round trip drive for them. And I was so fed up when they showed up on my doorstep Thursday, November 20th, 2025, that I went out on my balcony right here I live on the second floor. I can get out on my balcony and I can talk to who is at my front door from a safe distance. So that's what I did. And I have been struggling with a layoff and finding work for a long time. And so what my parents did as a manipulation tactic is they said, we're here to help you. Really? Because I've been asking y'all for help directly for the last 10 years, and you always tell me no. But when I go on Facebook and tell the internet what you did, oh, now you got eyes and ears. Now you're at my door. Now you want to help? Okay. What's stopping you? You have my Venmo. You have my Zelle. You have my address. You know how to mail a check. You got my Amazon wish list. Like, you know how to help. And you're not helping. When you say you want to help someone and then you do not help someone, you're lying. If your words and your actions don't match, it's a lie. That's manipulation. If you say you're sorry and you don't change your behavior and you do the same thing again, that's manipulation. I want y'all to pay attention to people's behavior because it's a pattern. It's always a pattern. Let's pull some cards. Whether you have seen it once or seen it a lot, everyone's behavior is a pattern. So this energetic debt, it got to get paid. This energetic debt that my parents have created, it needs to get paid. The land spirits take my parents' pets as currency. The card just fell out. One sec. Royalty. Listen, I'm in my justice era, and I do not care what anyone thinks about me, what anyone has to say about me. If you cannot be shamed, you cannot be controlled. And that's what scares my parents so bad. Those two carry more shame than anyone I've ever met. They feel what the land spirits want them to feel. I am my parents' tower moment. I am my parents' greatest lesson that they refuse to learn. Everybody got to learn one day. And if you're like my parents and you've been refusing to learn for 60 to 70 years, that debt's pretty big. That will affect your physical health. That is how my parents curse themselves with the actions that they take every day. And then I heard a psychic rumor that they think I hexed them. You hexed yourself. And then I hexed you on top of that. That's balance. That's justice. I'm a mermaid. Justice is part of my soul's mission. I'm a life path number 33, which is a life path number 6, what some people call it, but it's a master number. 6 is balance and harmony. Balance requires constant adjustments. Harmony is the result of balance. So yeah, justice looks like calling people out by name, pulling cards about it. We got royalty, temptation, famous. On LinkedIn, I talk a lot about authentic brand voices, and I'm consistent with that across platforms. Being authentic is high risk, high reward. My parents showing up on my doorstep, stalking and harassing me, that's high risk. But I lost 2 inches off my waist because I'm shedding what no longer serves me. Like, I'm not holding on to my parents' secrets anymore. My inner child is like, yes, girl, tell the world. But you got to be really strategic. You have to be really strategic. But mermaids, a lot of mermaids are meant to be famous. This is the mermaid deck. A lot of mermaids are meant to be famous. You're supposed to, your throat chakra, your voice, a siren song, a mermaid speaking, having a YouTube, speaking up on social media. That's the same thing. So let's pull some more cards. So I'm making a film about all this grief. And in the film, the ending that I want, I like spoilers. The ending that I want is, so this film is going to be based off my life and channeled messages. So it's part memoir, part channeled message from the land spirits. And I'll be telling parallel themes. It's Southern Gothic, dramatic, full of deep emotions. I'm a water sign. That there will be themes of reparations, justice for the land spirits, and reparations to the Caddo people. So here's what I mean by that. In the film, my character sues her parents in civil court and takes back the farm in the lawsuit, and then donates the farm to the Caddo Foundation and gives the farm back to the land, back to the Caddo people. That's how I see myself helping to get these land spirits justice, and I am honored to tell their story. So let's pull some more cards. And I'll be writing a book about it too. So it'll be a film, it'll be a book. But I'm a weaver, and I'm weaving together parallel themes, parallel stories across timelines. That's how you heal timelines. That's how you alchemize and transmute pain into power. And that's how you make your mess your message. So if any of that aligns with you, if any of that resonates with what you're going through, I hope this very long-winded story can be helpful for you. So let's see what the spirits have to say. I'm going to split the deck. Self-reflect all day, every day. I'm water. I am reflective. Like, that's just like not that card just didn't really interest me. The people that you attract are loyal. When you're authentic and when you're you are going to attract more of that. Yes, sometimes you'll get other things. You'll get people that got to learn, and you're supposed to be their lesson, and there's going to be some friction there. But you're also going to attract people that are in alignment with you. And sometimes you just got to file a police report.